Hey, what's up, everybody? It is absolutely freezing, so I'm wearing my Charizard blanket. He is a fire type, so that's keeping me extra toasty. Anyway, welcome back to Year of the Batman. Today's episodes from the 1960s TV show are The Penguin's Nest and The Bird's Last Jest. So, obviously, it's going to be two Penguin episodes, and I think that this might be my favorite Penguin storyline yet. I feel like I've said that before, but this one was really, really good too. Um, so it starts off for once again, Penguin is like a back to off parole citizen, and I swear Gotham is it. They've got the penitentiary as a revolving door. I mean, their sentences have got to be the shortest sentences. I swear. So Penguin's out, and he's running a fancy restaurant where instead of like usually ordering, you just write down on a piece of paper exactly what you want. Uh, and that's literally all the difference is. And they're like, huh, it's a bit odd. Why is that, Penguin? And it's like, oh, for to be more accurate. And I'm like, all right, that works. So Commissioner Gordon is out treating Chief O'Hara, Bruce Wayne, Dick Grayson, and Aunt Harriet to dinner there. And at first I thought this was gonna be like a love story between Aunt Harriet and the Penguin because he like kisses her, but then it turns out he was taking her. Well, like he kisses her hand, and it turns out he was taking her like diamond bracelet. And Chief O'Hara's like, "Hey, hey, you stop that right now!" And so he's about to arrest him, and Bruce is like, "Hey, I'm just saying, the Penguin's kind of a mastermind. I don't think he would get caught over like petty theft. You should probably get Batman and Robin here." So some shenanigans ensue, and Batman and Robin get there after Bruce and Dick excuse themselves because Aunt Harriet lost her appetite, which makes sense. I swear that poor thing goes through so much. So Batman and Robin they get there, and they're like, "Hey, we should let him go. I feel like he wants to go to jail, and I don't want to do what he wants to do." And Commissioner Gordon and Chief O'Hara are like, well, yeah, fair enough. So Penguin, he's pissed. He's like, oh god, this is unfucking unbelievable. So he takes a pie and he throws it right in the commissioner's face. It, it's just like, yeah, that's assault, but why'd you have to pick the funniest way to assault him? And Chief O'Hara, he's about to lay the fear of God on him because he got someone on it too. And he was so mad, and Batman's like, "Oh, guys, it's so obvious. Can't you see? He's got like a jailhouse mental disorder. Literally he pulled it right out of his ass." So okay, we should probably just let him go again. And they're like, "Okay, Batman, we'll trust you on this. Whatever. You tend to save the city a lot, so we'll take some pie for you." So Batman and Robin they leave with Fisher Gordon and Chief O'Hara, and they decide to go back up, um, like via the windows to eavesdrop and see what his plan is. And on their way up, Penguin's alert goes off on his umbrella. It's like his Batman alert, and I'm just like, that is like the third time Penguin has had some kind of like detector thing. I can only think of like two other times where like crooks had some kind of device that like lets them know, hey, Batman's on the way. I'm just like, why is that not a thing for all criminals to have? You know, he might be holding off on the good stuff. But anyway, so Penguin, he's like, okay, I'm definitely getting spied on. So he imagine me doing air quotes, but it's fucking cold, so I'm not doing that. Um, there you go. Uh, so he kills a guy, and Batman and Robin are like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And Penguin's like, "Ah, damn, you caught me red-handed. I totally killed this guy. You should probably like send me to the penitentiary, you know." And then Batman, he's not buying it at first. He's like, "Hmm." And he goes up to the guy and just kicks him into the side. I'm like, well, Batman, would it be, like, imagine if Penguin actually killed the guy and he just, like, straight up kicked the corpse as hard as he could. I'm like, Batman, you could have held his nose, you could have checked his pulse, you could have did so many other things. You decided to kick him. That was assault for the sake of assault. So Batman's like, all right, Penguin, you're gonna be in trouble, all right. for for like unsanitary conditions, because in Gotham you can't like discharge an umbrella in a kitchen. So they send him to jail, like the Gotham City jail instead of the penitentiary, and Penguin's pissed off. He's like, "This is bullshit. I am the Penguin. I should be properly punished." So Batman and Robin, they're back in the Batcave, and they're like, "Why the heck would he want to go back to prison? It makes no sense." And so they're digging up, and they find out that, oh, his cellmate was like Billy Ballpoint Bruiser. It doesn't matter. Essentially, this guy, he's like one of the world's greatest forgers. So Batman deduced, oh, well, he got all these rich people to write down their orders. So this ballpoint guy could take those sheets of paper and then forge blank checks and get out money that way. Which I'm like, that is so overly convoluted, but it's kind of brilliant. So Batman and Robin, they're like, well, let's take him to jail, or take him to the penitentiary just to see where this goes. So they show up, and at the same time, Penguin, his henchwoman, and his two goons, they're there as well to break him out. So a big fight ensues, and during that fight, the henchwoman takes Chief O'Hara hostage because he was just right above him. So they escape with the chief, and Batman and Robin are like, "Wow, that sucks." So the next day they call, and they're like, "All right, Batman, Chief's hostage for an amount of money. You and Robin show up, and we'll have this be a fair fight." And obviously, it's not fair. So they have set up in like a public pool area. The chief, he's like trapped in a box above a water slide, about to be pushed in. And then Penguin, he's like electrocuting the water, like he's putting a big old coil in and like a switch to turn it on. And above him is a mounted machine gun. So um, it ends with Batman and Robin pulling up, and it's like, well, are the Cape Crusaders screwed? Yeah, no, just tune in and we'll see. So, which is kind of different. Usually, it's like after they've been caught, that's when the episode ends. But before they come into the trap, that's where it ends. So that was interesting. So next episode starts. They figure what's going on. They use the bat shield to get past all the bullets, and Batman uses like some kind of device to make the pole an anti-magnet, so it shoots the chief right up. And another fight happens, and they get the Penguin and all them, and then they go to trial. And Penguin's like, "Hey, Your Honor, this is kind of bullshit. You see, I only reacted the way I reacted because Batman was supposed to arrest me, but he didn't freaking arrest me when he should have." And it is kind of this whole ridiculous like court thing going on. I won't get too much into it. A lot of, a lot of, I don't know how to explain it. Just a lot of talking. So the judge is like, "Ah, oh, yeah, Batman, fuck you. He should have properly arrested him when you had the chance. You shouldn't have let him go. You see what you did? You caused him to go into crazy mode, and therefore, Penguin, I find you innocent." And Penguin's like, "Yeah, now I can go to prison." And he's like, "What? No, I said you're innocent. Like, just go home." And Penguin's like, "Are you shitting me? I literally wasted an entire speech on how I should be in jail. I reacted because I should be, well, in the penitentiary, not jail." He's like, "Well, I should be in the penitentiary, and you're not doing anything?" And the judge is like, "Yeah." And Penguin's like, "I fucking guess. All right, let's go." So Batman and Robin, they have this plan. So the Penguin still probably is gonna do something to get into the penitentiary to talk to that ballpoint guy, and they enlist Alfred's help, which always love that. Hate putting him in danger, but can't have enough Alfred. So they disguise him as another criminal, and Batman even paints a set of fingerprints, which you're like, why would he paint a set of fingerprints? But Alfred, he goes to the fancy restaurant under the guise of like some kind of, I guess, also another forger. He's like one of the best in the business. I can't remember the name. It's not important. But Penguin's like, "Oh my god, he's so and so, but I don't know. I've never met him before. We better check his fingerprints." So they take his glass of water, and Penguin in the refrigerator has like an entire stack of criminals' fingerprints just out, like ready to go. And I'm like, one, how did you get those? And two, why would you own a set of fingerprints of a criminal you've never even met before? So obviously it checks out, and Penguin's talking to Alfred, who he thinks is the criminal. And during the talk, Alfred puts on his glasses, and Penguin's like, "Now wait a damn minute, we've met before. You're Alfred the butler, damn it!" Because Alfred did outwit the Penguin once before, and I'm thinking, he really did think he was a whole other person. And as soon as he put those glasses on, boom, that's Alfred. And I'm like, maybe the idea of Clark Kent Batman with the glasses isn't that ridiculous of an idea after all in that universe, because it happens so much, like just a changing of the hair, like a changing of the voice, wearing glasses. Like Batman looked Catwoman dead in the face, and it was like, I don't know who this woman is, but I love her. This is a Russian woman, and I love her deeply. So yeah, it's whatever. So he kidnaps Alfred, and turns out he wants to turn him into a pie. So Bruce and Dick, they're worried about him. So as Batman and Robin, they go and see what's up, and they get to his restaurant, and they find Alfred's bowler hat is covered in like pastry dust. So they're like, oh geez, I don't know what's going on here, but we gotta find Alfred. So fast forward, they're now Penguin and all of them are at the Wayne Manor house, and they're scaring Aunt Harriet, um, because they just like walked in the house with like this absolutely gigantic pie. I mean, this thing is absolutely massive. So it's like, I'll take the blanket off for a little bit. Like the crust is like this big, and then like the pie itself is like about the size like of a small like inflatable swimming pool. Like it's huge. Like absolutely freaking huge. I love it when the prop department goes nuts. Just, I swear, they have to have in a contract, they have to have like some kind of like big prop every 4 episodes. Like it's just a requirement. You got these big pies, big umbrellas, all sorts of kooky stuff, and I love it. So Aunt Harriet gets a call from Dick, and she's like, "Hey, we got visitors at the house. Please get here." So like, oh shit, we gotta get there pronto. So uh, Bruce and Tim show up, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on, guys?" And Penguin's like, "Hey, I've got your butler in this pie, and if you don't give me $1 million, I'm going to kill him." And they're like, "Well, that's fair enough. Let's if you'll excuse us, we're gonna go to the study, and yeah, get that $1 million. We'll be right back." So they go to the Batcave, changes Batman and Robin, and then they open the door slightly so they can hear him. They're like, "Batman, look!" Or I mean, like, "Bruce, look! It's Batman and Robin climbing up our window," and like they're on the other side of the door. It's a conversation between Bruce, Batman, Dick, and Robin. And Dick, he used like this great line. They pop out as Batman and Robin, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, we implanted a microscopic bat tracker on you, so we've been tailing you this whole time." And I'm like, "Damn, Dick, that is a good cover up right there." So applause to that. And the Batman and Dick, they're like, "Oh, we'll stay behind to not get in your way." I'm like, that's also a smart way of talking. So another fight ensues. One really funny bit I thought, Alfred, he like very like he's out of his wits. He's like, ugh. He wakes up from the pie because I guess he got he got drugged pretty good, and he just sees this woman holding Aunt Harriet hostage with a penguin, with an umbrella, and he immediately takes it, and Aunt Harriet, without skipping a beat, smashes a freaking vase on her head. I'm like, God damn, you two are in instant fight mode. Like, Alfred literally woke up in a pie, And it's like, oh, better take this away. And Harriet's in trouble. And Harriet's like, distraction. So I guess in this show, it's okay to hit a woman as long as it's another woman. So a fight ensues. Penguin's beat and whatnot. They're in the chief's office, and Penguin, even though all this is happening, he's still excited. He's like, yes, I finally am going to the penitentiary. And then Bruce and Dick show up, and he's like, oh, Commissioner, do you have my man? And it turns out they could bring in, like, the ballpoint Henry and whatnot, the guy the Penguin wanted to get in contact with. And Bruce is like, yeah, I extended, or I, like, increased his parole or whatever, so he can teach penmanship at, like, some kind of Wayne Foundation. And Penguin's like, no fucking shot. All this to see this my buddy to go into this scheme, and it's all for nothing. So that's how it ends. But altogether, a really fun episode. It was so convoluted, and there was like so many like convenient things, but in like a good way. This was like so impractical. It's just funny kind of thing. Um, but altogether, I think I will also give this a good 7 out of 7 rating because I just had so much fun with this. Whenever like Penguin or he waddles, I always get a kick out of that, and his court scene was really really good. Not gonna lie. But yeah, no really negatives about this episode. Obviously the highlight is just instant violence and Harry and Alfred for the win. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Bye.